Hi guys, this video is going to be about 5 topics that are helping me in my day-to-day life and also my journey as an entrepreneur. So maybe I can help you with this and you can just adjust it accordingly on your situation. This video is not scripted, it's hopefully uncut, and I'm just talking to you about my thoughts and just going with the flow, and I don't want to script it down and I don't think it's very natural. So the first topic I wanted to talk about is time management, and I learned it for myself that as an entrepreneur you have to have a good time management. If you get up, you have to just know straight away, okay, what are you going to do right now when you get up, because most in the morning you just get up and you're just so confused and okay, or what kind of outfit should I pick to wear today, or wait, what is the weather like, and what should I do, and oh, this is open, I should have done this. And then maybe you're even worse, maybe you just get up and just check your phone immediately. So what you're doing is you're not being proactive, you just react on the day. So you're reacting on your messages, you're not going with the flow, you're just like letting the day decide what you should do, and that's not a good way to live. And I also experienced it myself. I just couldn't get anything done. I just like tried to chase the time and just like running against the clock and couldn't do anything. So basically what I wanted to tell you is, of course, if you get up in the morning, it's pretty important as also for me to don't check your phone at all the first 1 or 2, or at least 1 to 2 hours. Immediately if you get up, don't check your phone. I also got my clock on the phone, so I just turn off the alarm on my phone, and after that just I don't even check it. It's still in the airplane mode, so I don't see anything if I check it. And basically I put down the phone. Of course, it's very important to have a good morning routine, also night routine. So you just get up, do your routines, and then you can start your day with a good breakfast, maybe read, and then you can check your phone. So basically what you're doing is you're preparing your day, so you're feeding your mind with beautiful and good things. So you are being proactive, you are deciding what you are doing, and that's pretty important also for me. And I experience it a lot. If I always check my phone in the morning, first of all, you waste a lot of time because you're checking these messages, maybe even social media, and so much time is just vanishing. So basically, try not to check your phone in the mornings, and also have good routines. If you have good routines, you don't have to pay attention to anything. If you have a routine, getting up, reading, good breakfast, stretching, maybe a bit of workout, and everything, it just like stacked, it will just stack up from day to day. So routines are pretty important. Also in the night, because mostly the night before your day begins is where you prepare, right? So you pick out your outfit, you maybe even, I can even show you it. I think like for today, I also just like wrote a little bit, maybe you can see it. I can just like hold it into the camera. So basically what I did is, it's not much, because of course I'm not perfect, and I'm still on my journey, so I'm not quite there yet, but I try to. So what I said is, okay, I woke up at 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. working, then home, shower, like whatever. And today I wanted to go to the city, which I haven't done. Try to spend some time in the nature, work again, reading, and when I end my day. Of course, it's just like pretty simple what I did here, but it just helped me when I get up. Okay, so what kind of goal should you accomplish today? Okay, and then you set your mind to it, right? So you have a clear path on what you're working towards. It just helps me a lot. Also try not to waste a lot of time. That's what I meant by time management. So it's very important to just manage it very good. If you have a good managed day, then everything else will just like fall into place. The next thing I wanted to talk about you is number 2, is called sleep, or the time when you wake up. Many people say, okay, you have to sleep 8 hours or 7:30, and well, yes, kinda. Like it depends on what kind of person you are, but I think it's more important to have a quality sleep. So what I mean by this is like, if you spend 8 hours in the bed and 3 hours on your phone while you're in your bed, it's not a good sleeping. Or if you're still like 2 hours awake and just like sleep only 6 or 5 hours, it's like not the same, right? So what I mean here is have a good sleeping hygiene. The hygiene of your sleep is pretty important as well. Not just the quantity, but more the quality. So what I mean by this is maybe get you something like this. What kind of benefits does a sleeping mask have? So basically, a sleeping mask is helping you to get your brain into the mode where he really believes it's night now. Because most of the time, of course, even if you get out, even if you go to bed late or early, sometimes it's even still a little bit shiny or bright outside, or most of the devices in your room are still like putting some lights on, and your brain thinks, okay, it's still day, so I'm not going to be sleeping right now, I have to be awake. So your brain is not producing that chemistry that your body needs in order to sleep good and sleep fast. For example, melatonin, I think it's called. So basically that sleeping mask is helping you because there's like no, like it's very dark, you can't see anything. So it helps your brain to set it into night mode, which will help you to fall to sleep way faster. It helped me a lot. I just like slept like a stone. It's a good thing. It's pretty important. Most of the people that try to go into entrepreneurship and trying to build something successful, they think, okay, I have to skip my sleep in order to work while others are still sleeping. So I also had that mindset, but I think you're cutting on the wrong time there. I think it's not very healthy in order to skip your sleep always. Sleeping is so important for your memory, for your body, regeneration of your body, for having a clear mind. There's so many benefits. I just I could list all of it. I could list a lot of benefits right now, but yeah, I think it's not important. It's not important to skip your sleep. I think it's more the quality. I think there's like 6 to 7 hours, which is more than enough. If you sleep, like if you really sleep 6 to 7 hours, not, I don't mean like going to bed and then 6 hours pass. It's like really sleeping. I think that's more than enough. So that sleeping mask is just like helping you to increase the quality of your sleep. Okay, so of course I'm not perfect. For example, today I went to bed at 2:30 a.m. and wake up at 5. So I don't know if 2.5 hours are enough. Yeah, but I know for myself I'm better off if I have a good night's sleep. Okay, the next topic is called stoicism. What do I mean by it? Okay, I could just like list you the definition of stoicism, but I don't think it's like beneficial for you. To explain stoicism in my ways, stoicism is a way of life. For example, not just entrepreneur, like really life. If you live your life, you're facing ups and downs. People throw things at you. You have to take it all. You're at your lowest point, and people still try to put you in an even deeper spot. And it's like you have to have a thick skin. Like you have to really conquer it, right? So stoicism is a way of living. It's okay. There is an ancient belief which is talking about a Chinese farmer man. Basically what the Chinese farmer man, just to quickly summarize and explain you the art of stoicism. The Chinese farmer man had a big farm and only one son, okay? This son is riding on his horse to somewhere and just fell off the horse and broke his leg, okay? So the whole village just ran up to this old Chinese farmer and said, oh my god, it's so bad, oh my god, such a bad thing happened. Your son broke his leg. Who's going to provide for the family? Who's going to put the food on the table? Who's going to harvest? Who's going to do this and that? And you know what the Chinese ancient farmer said? He said, you don't know if it's good or bad. That's it. Then they said, okay, they just like went back, and the son tried to recover, and then one day later, the military come, okay? The whole army said, okay, where is your son? We have to pull him to us. He has to go to war. And then they saw the son and said, okay, you know what, take him, we don't need him. He got a broken leg, what should we do with him? He's not beneficial for us. Then the whole village came again, oh my god, you're so lucky, your son didn't have to go to the army, otherwise he would be alone for like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years or forever even. Like, imagine he would die. So what did the Chinese farmer said? He said, you don't know if it's good or bad. And basically you could go on and talk, just like, I could just like talk about the story like for half an hour, but I think you got the message behind it, right? So if something happens to us, I don't know who said it, but I don't know if it was Marcus Aurelius or I think Seneca, I don't know. Someone said, okay, if something bad or good happens where you think it is good or happens to you, there's always a small gap where only you can decide how it affects you. So basically, if you run and just fell on your knees, there's a small gap where you can say, okay, you know what? I don't know if it's good or bad. So you don't have to say, oh, just be positive all the time. Yeah, it's good. You know what? I could be dead. No, I'm still alive. I don't mean that, but I don't mean that. That's not beneficial. It's just like lying to yourself. But just be neutral. You don't have to be positive. Just be neutral. Okay, something happens. Don't be negative. Even if you think it is negative, just say, okay, you know what? You don't know if it's good or bad. And that's what I also try to do. And my best friend is a really good teacher in it. And he always told me, okay, every time we go out and something bad happens, for example, I don't drink alcohol, right? So we went to a bar, my best friend and I, and just networking and something like this. And we ordered a non-alcohol beverage and said to the waitress, okay, and I said to the barkeeper, please, it's very important, no alcohol. And he said, yeah, of course, I also don't drink alcohol and whatever, okay. So basically after half an hour or even 1 hour, it just took so long, he delivered our beverage and was very busy and was like, is there really no alcohol? He said, yeah. And then I was like, drink, no. And then he delivered this fast and just like throw it here, and I was like, okay, wait, is he sure? Is there no alcohol? And I just smelled it and was like, okay, because I don't know what alcohol is like, right? So basically, then I drank it, me and my best friend. I was like, wait, is that alcohol? No, I don't think so. Okay, drank it. It was grapefruit, so it was a bit bitter. And I was like, wait, there's something wrong. I have to ask the dude again. And then I asked him and he said, yeah, it is alcohol. Why? And I was like, I told you, I don't want to have alcohol. It's like, it's very important for me. It's like, it's just something for me. I never wanted to drink alcohol in my life. Like, never ever. I don't need this. I don't, like, not at all. Like, I never drink and I never will drink. Like, I don't care who's with me. I don't care who offers. Like, I never will drink. And that's it. And I drank that night. 2 sips, I think. And normally it would destroy my whole night or even whole life, because it is something very important for me. Nothing religious, it's just very important for me, for my own. I decided one day, okay, I don't want to drink it, and that's it. So what happened is I had that small gap, and my friend, who's a very good Stoic teacher, is just telling me right away, okay, you don't know if it's good or bad. That's it. Like, I couldn't even like let these negative thoughts overwhelm my brain and destroying my whole night. No. He just said right away, okay, you don't know if it's good or bad. So that helped my whole night. I was so happy that night. Because maybe it was good. Maybe I just know right away, okay, I don't want to drink alcohol because it doesn't even taste me. So whatever, it's like nothing bad happened, right? So I didn't want to drink alcohol, so I haven't done anything wrong. So there's also another thing about stoicism, which is talking about just try to control the internal of yourself and not the external. You can't control the weather, you can't control if someone is nice to you, you can't control this and that, and still you try to, right? So you try to be nice in order to get the nice feedback from another person, you try to this and that, and you can't control it. Try to control yourself, okay? You can kind of control your emotions. You can kind of control the way you think. You can control how you see other things, how you see yourself, and all these internal dialogues. You can control it, and that's what also Stoicism is teaching, which is inner calmness and peacefulness. And I'm on a long way, and I'm currently reading this book called Meditation by Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men ever lived. And yeah, many famous people, for example, like Mahatma Gandhi, also tried to be a Stoic and even succeeded in it. So that's my journey, and I want you to join me on my journey as a Stoic. Okay, the next point is journalism. Many people are talking about journalism, and people think journalism is just like writing something down, but it's way more. I can't even describe what journalism is. It's so much like, okay, for example, I just have to show you. It's like 2 journals of me. That's even like so full. I have to like, it's so full. Like I even like added some pages on it. So that's one journal. That's the other one. And basically what I do, I in the meantime, I can also look for some examples I'm going to show you. I try to understand myself, right? So if something bad happens, I try to understand, okay, why did it happen? What can I learn from it? Why should I do this? What should I do that? Okay, for example, this. You can maybe see it for 1 second. So what I did here is I try to understand, okay, how can I be distraction free? So I just like wrote it down, and everything which is coming to my mind, I just write everything down. Every aspect of my thoughts, I just write everything down. So I wrote down distraction free, and I know, okay, if in order to be distraction free, I have to delete social media or cut off social media, TikTok, for example, podcast, junk food, Netflix. And what I should do is, for example, creating content, right? Going to the gym, writing blogs, editing, outreaching, for example, for my company, designing, journaling, meditation, reading, researching, YouTube. So many things, of course, not watching, but creating videos. So many things I can do. So, or for example, the fear of missing out. I just wrote it down and said, okay, I studied all day and I was afraid to not spend time with family or friends. So what could I do against it? Okay, no social media. Spend time with, I figure a way. I need to clear my brain. Monk mode. It's like everything which comes into my mind, I try to find a solution for it, and just like letting my thoughts wander. And that's pretty important for everyone here, to just like letting your thoughts wander and not be always just think. Try to think. That's what journaling is helping me with. Of course, in your journal you can also write things you won't tell anyone, right? So you're struggling with something, you can write it down there. If you don't have anyone to talk with, you can cope with certain things. I also did it a lot. It just helps you, instead of getting overwhelmed and get anxiety attacks or whatever. Just like your brain is almost exploding, just write everything down and you will feel much more peaceful inside of you. The next thing I also wanted to show you is the 6-minute diary, which I bought based on the good resonation that I have, and also because my best friend told me once. And yeah, I don't want to show you what I wrote here, but for example, you can see, you can maybe see it like this. So you have a habit tracker where you can track your habits. You can say, okay, every day you wake up, it's a morning routine and a night routine. It's like only 6 minutes, right? The 6-minute diary. So you say 3 things you're grateful for, then how you will make today great, and a positive affirmation. Sometimes there's a quote, and sometimes there's a weekly challenge which you can attend in order to grow your personal development, for example. So, for example, one weekly challenge was Which person played the most important role in your life in the last 12 months? Why not express your gratitude to that person with a short message, a handwritten note, or a phone call? Have a look at an experiment gratitude on YouTube by So it's just like helps you to think outside of the box, try new things out, and in the beginning, it's almost like a book. It's in the beginning a lot of pages, which are literally explaining what kind of benefits you will get out of this book and why it's so important for you to do it. So journaling is, I think, the most important thing almost. It helped me with so many things, and it's like, yeah. Maybe one day I'm gonna show you some of the things I coped with and how my journals helped me. And of course, just imagine you kids one day, you're handing over your journal when you was the same age as they were, and just like showing them, you know what, you're struggling with something right now, and take this. I struggle with that as well, maybe, or I struggle with that, and just like that's so personal, like all your thoughts, all your emotions. Like I know some days I write my heart out in my journal. I could even like tear up. It's like so emotional sometimes. And imagine handing that over to family or to your children. That's crazy. Okay, so the last point, which I just quickly wanted to tell you and talk to you about is reading. So, reading. There is a fact that 10% of people who buy a book don't even read after the past chapter. So that's what I hope is not happening with me. I bought some books, and that's a pretty good one. Yeah, and this, I think it's, imagine you're reading one book every week, okay? For example, The Art of Thinking Clearly. It contains a lot of biases. You think, all right, or it's very thick, okay? So I'm currently at the middle, 172, and it has about 300 pages. So what I do is sometimes I just read and read and read, and there's nothing more like sparkling. So I try to spark my things up and try to read another book, maybe which is a little bit more nicer for me, because sometimes I just like buy a book because I thought, okay, The Art of Thinking Clearly, I need that, and then you buy it, right? So of course I will finish every book I start, but mix it up. Don't be so hard on yourself and say, you started that book, you have to finish it, otherwise you're not allowed to start a new one. I was that way, and that was not fun because you were stuck to a book months even, because you just don't want to read it. But you have to go through it as well. Yeah, and it's like, for example, I'm here at the beginning. I finished that book, Man's Search for Meaning. I also do a recommendation video on that because it's very important, I think, for many people to just read at least once in your life something like this. Meditation, like I already mentioned, Talk Like Ted, 100 Strategies of War. There's so many books you can read. That's only one of many books. Oh, there's one big book I just forgot to. Okay, so there's another book which is pretty important for me right now. I always wanted to read that, and it's a little bit old. Came out, I think, 1999 or 1990. So almost 30 years old, but I think it's still very important for everyone to read nowadays. It's called Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. Many of you may or may not know him. I'm still at the beginning, but it really caught my attention. Yeah, it's very important, I think. I'm not done yet, but I will do a book recommendation on that as well. And basically why I said reading is important, it's because you are expanding your knowledge by day, like every day. If you read every day, you're expanding your knowledge every day. So reading is not only about, okay, gaining the knowledge and wow, that book is good, everything of that I can adapt and use in my day-to-day life. No, it's also important that the fact of just reading, just like not getting images thrown in your face and videos and everything. It's just like your imagination is so weak nowadays. Like people can't imagine anything. That's so sad. Like it's the most powerful weapon you almost have, right? You can just like create your own perfect life with imagination. So people, they don't imagine anything. So reading helps you to imagine and try to think about certain things more, right? So you're reading something, you try to imagine, okay, that may happen, or okay, this, that. And also the fact that you're reading is helping you to gain a more and better focus in day-to-day life. So reading is not about what you read, but also of the fact that you just read. So for everyone who's lacking of focus or attention span, which is morely like near to a minute, read. Try to read. Slowly add up. Say, okay, 1 minute first, 10 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, and then stack up to 1 hour, 2 hours. I think you can't read enough. There are so many good books and there is so less time. So reading is pretty important for me. I wanted to keep that video short. I think it's almost half an hour again. This is my journey. I'm Chirag Kohli, and I wish you all the best for your journey. And if you want to conquer my journey together, leave a subscribe, leave a like, and I would love to get a feedback on that video. Tell me what you want to see in future, and what you may be struggling with, any book recommendation, any tips or advices for people like us, just for young people trying to make it. Thank you for watching, guys. I wish you a beautiful day, and yes, wishing you all the best and stay positive.